Hey everyone, I know this is different than your usual food videos, and it seems a little odd that I would even be putting this video up, but I'm doing it for my family and friends to see what's going on. And I was going to do it to my private YouTube account, not my business one, or however you want to look at it, my food blog one. But I figured, you know, if the news can monetize these kind of incidents and make money off of it, I mean, I might as well do something. I mean, it is, as you will see, torn up all in my yard, and we don't know how this is going to get paid, and I'll explain why we don't know that right now. So, basically a car came into our yard last night, barreled through, crashed through the fence, and got hooked up onto a tree. And I'm going to kind of just walk you through what we think happened. Now, granted, this isn't really verified by any police reports or anything like that. We were there, we heard what the police were saying, we see things that were going on, we heard the noise when it crashed, which was a horrifying noise. I don't think I've ever heard anything so bizarre in my life. It just sounded like someone was screeching, but not like when you turn and you're braking. It was like screeching, like going faster. Like this lady must have been clearly going like, I don't want to say 100 miles an hour because I don't know for sure, but it was fast. And you'll see why we think that. So anyway, so there's an intersection over there where she most likely came from based on the tire tracks and the paint that the police officers left last night. She probably made a right turn from that intersection, and then instead of going completely right 90 degrees or however you want to look at it, she went 45 degrees and just kept going. So if you look down here, you can see what I think are tire tracks. They don't look like tire tracks. They look like scratches, like into the ground. It's so, you know, freaking ridiculous. So, but if you go over here, this is a car lot that's near our house, or a mechanic lot right here where I'm standing, and then over here. Right here, there was that pedestrian sign, crosswalk ahead, and you can see, I don't know if you can see from here right now, but the underneath the crosswalk sign there was a little rectangle sign that said ahead. Well, that little ahead thing flew off and hit the neighbor's mailbox, like dead on, like target practice. Pretty friggin' ridiculous. And then, so here's the fencing in our neighbor's yard that's bordering the mechanic lots, the car lot. You can see where the lady tore up the tree, tore up this metal fencing, this regular metal fencing that you normally see in regular places, and just like kept on going, and like I said, she was clearly accelerating probably the entire time, because I mean this probably would have stopped her or the rest of the stuff that we're going to show you. So she barreled through over here where this sign is, this chunk of the fence that, you know, keeps my dog from escaping and whatnot, completely obliterated. You see where the chicken wire kind of fencing and the regular wood fencing met at that tree, and where this piece of fencing is, this is all gone. All the pieces of wood are all over the yard. You'll see all the pieces of fencing that are around. Sorry, this road's a little bit noisy at this time of day. And so if you just come in closer over here, you can just see all the fencing that got propped up. We haven't really moved anything. I don't know if the police did last night. I was completely useless last night. When I saw what I had saw, which I'll tell you later on, I was just so shaken up I didn't know what to say. So this is a dogwood, right? Okay, so you have one dogwood over here. You had a dogwood over here, and is that a cedar we said? And that's a cedar tree. So she came between the fence and the cedar tree, between this, well, not necessarily between, but next to this dogwood tree, and just annihilated this dogwood tree, dragging along the chicken wire fencing with her. So you can see this tree is it just looks like a hurricane came or whatever and blew it up into pieces. And you can see where the police officers are spray painting, I guess, where the tire tracks are, where they think her tire tracks are. Now, keep in mind that this is a tree. It's a heavy tree. And even though it was partially dead and we were actually thinking of removing it anyway, it should have stopped her. I mean, she went through that metal fence, she went through a regular fence, a wood fence, and then a dogwood tree. No, she kept on going. It's clear that it's pretty clear to us that she was still accelerating. Because if you notice, past all these pieces of wood, I don't know if you can see, like there's little shards of glass now where she hit the tree. I guess this is what, the base of the tree, we decided? This is the base of the tree. This is heavy. Like I'm trying to push it, and it's very heavy. So this, again, that was anchoring the tree. You can see a part of her bumper over there. I guess that's the bumper, right? Or it might be the side paneling. Don't really know my Carfax all that well. I know food a little bit better, guys. You can see the fencing still over there. There's again shards of glass everywhere. But I was saying, it's clear what happened. She must have gone airborne at some point, because there's no tire tracks or anything from here to the tree until we get about here, where there's some kind of impact, maybe the bumper, maybe probably the tires, or something like that. And again, you see pieces of the fencing still all the way over here, which she might have flung from over there or got stuck under her car. Same thing with this piece of dogwood tree. You see over here, I guess this is this passenger side mirrors, the driver's side mirrors, you know, fallen off. You see pieces of the metal fencing, right? This is the metal fencing that was in the neighbor's yard, all the way over here. What would you say this is, about 200 feet? Yeah, so we're about 200 feet from where that fence was. We still see pieces of that from all the way over here. Now, I've already moved my car, and I'll have a picture you can see of where my car was I took with my phone, so my pictures aren't all that great because I couldn't stand to be outside. But my car was, what, about here, we decided? It was right about here. So if you can imagine my car, and again, you have that picture to help you out. You see there's a dogwood tree over there, telephone pole for a utility light over here, and our shed where I store our outdoor stuff. And you can see where, after that second impact where she came from, after that first dogwood tree, she bounced, I guess, again, because again, there's no tire tracks from where that impact was to over here. You see this huge impact where it's just like, it's not quite wide enough to be a car, so at this point we almost think that this is when she was like turning whichever way. You see tons of car debris, glass. You can see where the paint, again, where there's arrows where the police officer sprayed it down. Again, I'm not sure what exactly is in the police report because we haven't gotten it yet. I'm sure the police officer is asleep because this happened around, what, between 12:10 and 12:14 in the morning, because as soon as we heard it, we jumped out of bed. Actually, I didn't jump out of bed because I was just like, I heard it, and I was like, what the hell was that? And Robert said, well, it sounds like a car accident. And I was just like, nope, I'm not, if I go outside and I look, it's going to be real. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with that right now. It's, you know, I didn't have a very good day yesterday. It's midnight. I just got to bed, just finished playing my last words with friends, literally closed my eyes for 3 minutes. This nonsense happens. Now, granted, I do feel bad about the woman who got into the accident because, this is, clearly very scary, especially for someone inside that car. But, this is, from the flip end, it was very scary for me, and we're getting to the point where I was like really thrown out. So you can see here where the dogwood tree had a branch that extended out over here, and now it's over here, which I don't know, I'm not a physics major or anything like that, but I would think if she hit it a certain direction, it should have flung over there. But so again, I don't know how this car twisted or turned. You can see some tire tracks over here. This is where the tow truck came through. So I guess we're just focusing on where the spray paint is. You can see all the dirt that flung up. Keep in mind, again, she missed my car. Again, she missed a shed, she missed a telephone pole, she just clipped this dogwood tree. There's like no scratches on my car at all. There's like some dirt on my car, but that's it. And it's just crazy, like, how she missed it. She, like, I guess one of the police officers said that she, like, threaded the needle, and that's probably the best analogy you can give at this point. So here is this, like, I don't know what all this is. It looks like a sleeve or some kind of scarf or whatnot. This is trash from inside of her car that we threw out. Now, I don't know if this is related, but it is we decided it is a box that used to contain bottles of rum. It's empty, so we have no evidence of, whether she drank it or not, but she was drunk. The police officer said they could smell it on her. I mean, you kind of have to be to do something like this. I mean, this is pretty insane. Remember, we still think that she's accelerating this entire time, so, even if she had fallen asleep at the wheel, she probably would have gotten stuck over there because she would have slammed on the brakes or something like that when she hit the first impact or something, unless she was, like, dead asleep. You can still see lots of other car pieces over here. I don't even know what some of these pieces are for, like, this round thing apparently is part of a mirror. There's a hat in our yard. There's a bunch of cigarettes all over the place that flung out of her car. We're assuming it's her car, of course. So this is where her car was propped up, and I'll upload a picture from my phone again. Sorry, it's not the best picture, but you can see how her car was just like propped up against it, sideways, literally sideways. So the car was like this on the tree, and you can see on the ground, if you come over closer, you can see on the ground just junk, glass, car debris, everything like that. It's amazing that this tree, this didn't get as damaged as it possibly could have. I mean, it's gotten pretty scratched up, but I guess at this point she was barreling through our yard, so there must have been something to slow her down eventually. But it was just crazy. So you can see the back of our house over there. That's what, the hallway, the bedrooms, those two windows up there. So this is the hallway, the bedroom. So that's where we would have been like looking out, not where we sleep, the guest bedroom. So we looked out and we couldn't see what was going on. So Robert came downstairs and all I could hear was, call an ambulance, call an ambulance. And I was just like fumbling to get my phone because apparently I am completely useless in an emergency, which is crazy because, you know, I play violent video games and I watch Bones and Law and Order SVU. So I see these gory things. Clearly the media doesn't desensitize us to anything. So I'm just throwing that out there. So I come over here to look out the back window. I see the car popped up and there's a leg hanging out the driver's side window. I lost it. I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. I was talking to 911 at the time. She didn't want anything to do with me. The lady on 911, she was just like, you're completely useless. I can't talk to you. You're providing zero information. I was like, I gave you my address. I told you there's a car in my yard. There's a person hanging out of it. What else can I tell you? Well, did you look inside the car? Hell no. I'm not going to traumatize myself. What if she's bleeding? What if that's all that's there is a severed leg? Nope, not going down there. I'm going to pass right there. But thankfully, the neighbor, who is the yard that lady first came into, and I'll show you where her house is. Her house is over there. She came over. She was much more composed. I don't know how. But even she said that when she heard the noise, she just assumed that someone had hit their house, which is kind of what I assumed, which is why when I heard the noise and I was just like, nope, this can't happen. If I don't address it, it won't be real. I was like, because that's exactly what I thought. I thought they had hit the house. And I was just like, nope, that's not how I want to end this day or start this month or anything like that. Granted, I'm sure the lady who was dangling out of this car didn't want either. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the lady did survive. If she didn't, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. But the neighbor came over and she was talking to the lady that was hanging out of the car. The lady had woken up and basically was like, I'm pretty sure word for word was like, what the F just happened? And if I were there, I'd be like, well, you just drove a car into my yard. But I'm pretty sure the neighbor was a little bit more composed than I would have been. And the lady was she got out of the car, I guess with the police and the firefighters' help. At this point, I didn't want to see her come out of the car because I didn't know if she was going to be bloody or not. So I just sat in the dining room and I just waited for Robert to come back inside and tell me like, nope, she's okay. So I didn't want to see any blood or anything like that. Nope, not 12:30, not at 1 o'clock. So she got up, she stood up, she was answering questions again. They could smell the alcohol on her. I'm guessing that the questions probably weren't answered to police's satisfaction. But I guess she got onto a gurney. She got onto a gurney herself. Again, I don't know if she was bloody. Did you see any blood when you were out here?
Oh yeah, she had blood.
Okay, so really, I mean, obviously she probably did have blood. P.S. She didn't have her seatbelt on, which the police officers might have thought that probably saved her life. Ironically, still wear your seatbelts, guys. But the dashboard had, crushed into the seat. So her legs, I guess, would have been crushed, or she would have been crushed into that dashboard. So the fact that she was flung on top of it, hanging out the window, possibly saved her life. Not sure if that's true or not. I'm not an EMT or anything like that, but that's just what rumors we were hearing. But again, she got on the gurney, she got in the ambulance and took off, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that was probably about 2 o'clock when she got into it, and most of the police officers and firefighters had left. A second group came in. I guess that's their crash response team or investigation or whatever. They were the ones that put the spray paint down. And they were the ones that coordinated the tow truck to get the car out of our yard. But we don't really know how we're going to pay for it because we don't have any information. And granted, it's only been about 6 hours, 7 hours maybe since all this happened. It's about 9 o'clock now, so maybe about 9 hours when it first happened. But we don't have her insurance information. We don't even know if she has insurance. We don't know if she was driving her car, if it was even her car to begin with. So, I mean, we have homeowners insurance, but we don't want to have to use our insurance if we can use someone else's insurance for obvious reasons. But, so, if any little bit helps, which is why I feel like it's okay for us to monetize this video. Again, the news can do it, so why can't I? It is in my yard. And she did survive, so I don't feel guilty about that at all. She was a little drunk, so my sympathy a little bit goes down for her. But anyway. So I just wanted to share with you because I know I posted on Facebook on my personal page and a little bit on my business page about what had happened, and I just kind of wanted to share with you guys just how insane this is. And what's crazy about it is this isn't the first time something like this has happened. I have a picture, again, from my phone, where somebody had crashed into that part of my fence about 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's like, this is like, what, the second time in a year this has happened? I mean, it's almost probably to the T. I could check my picture times, timestamps to figure it out for sure, but it's just like, I mean, I know it's a fairly busy road during the day, but other than rush hour, it's a pretty quiet road. I mean, you can walk back and forth from it, again, outside of rush hour, because there's a couple schools over there, and the main road, 28, is over there. But it's just like, everyone keeps to themselves over here. You don't really expect this kind of thing to happen. It's just like, and both times that a car has crashed into my yard, like, my car has been safe, which is just so ironic, because you would think that if I parked in the street or in a lot or something like that, my car would get damaged, but somehow they find a way to put my car in danger and it comes out unscathed, which I'm very thankful for, because I definitely don't have enough money for repairs or anything like that. I barely had enough money to get my car oil changed and my car inspected. So anyway, just wanted to share with you guys just the insanity of it. They're going to share on the local news sources like Bristow Beat, I guess, maybe Potomac Local, I'm not sure. And just, for our record, so we have a copy of what happened when we start, because we're going to clean up this debris, because I can't have my dog coming out into the yard with glass in it. We might put some chicken wire up, so that way he can be on his own. But I just wanted to share with you guys, again, my friends and family, and I just figured, this is the kind of crap that doesn't happen every day, and it's just like, it's just so unbelievable. I can't not share it with you guys. So anyway, I'll have the lemon meringue pie episode released hopefully today if I can, pull myself together. I'm running on like 3 hours sleep. I'm pretty impressed that I got some sleep at all, considering that I had an image of a leg and screeching of a car bailing through my yard in my head all night. But I was able to pass out. But, I'm not really used to running on 3 hours of sleep. So anyway, alright, but again, the lemon meringue pie episode should be out within a couple days. So, that's it.